Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Sri Prabhupada. Welcome to this morning's Srimad Bhagavatam class, which is from Canto 3, Chapter 2, and this morning we're doing text number 27. We're very fortunate to have His Grace Prananatha Prabhu from ISKCON, Philadelphia, to give a class. Hare Krishna, Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Sri Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Vanchakalpatarubhyascha, Kripa Sindhubhyavicha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. I just have a small request, and I just moved, from my current home to another home in Princeton Junction, and I still don't have Wi-Fi at my new place, but I am able to connect through hotspot on my phone. But still in this Princeton Junction area, the network is very poor from the cell phone carriers. So after a while, I was just thinking, to keep the audio clear, to turn off my video in case there is any difficulty.
Okay.
I apologize for the inconvenience. I felt I do that rather than just last minute inform you that I can't do this,
Yeah,
so.
yeah. That makes sense. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. Please go ahead.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari. You're welcome to unmute and sing along. Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari.
Gopi Janavallabha Girivardhari
Yashodhanandana Brajajana Ranjana
Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana
Yashodhanandana Brajajana Ranjana
Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana
Yamunā.
You're right about that. You may have to switch off your video. He warned us, so he's right. It's now, at least on my. Can you hear him? Please unmute yourself and answer. Can you hear him?
No.
No,
Okay.
Hare Krishna. No.
Okay. I'll just shoot him a text and tell him to go to the okay, chat new Prananatha. Okay, I've also gotten, I showed him a text, but Zoom is telling me that he's not even on the video at all. So I'll keep singing the Jayarad Madhava, hopefully waiting for him to get on. Jayarada Madhava Kunja Vihari Jayarada Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vrajanaranjana Yashodanandana Vrajanaranjana Yamunā vanachari Yamunā vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Janavallabha Girivadadhari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivadadhari Yashodanandana Vrajanaranjana Yashodanandana Vrajanaranjana Yamunā vanachari Yamunā vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Okay, I'll buy a little more time, see if he gets on. Just 1 minute. He's trying to get on now, so let's see. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Please go ahead, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Oh, I'm so sorry, na. I lost power, so it's a lot more austerity now. So thank you. Are you able to hear me, Prabhu?
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
I'm so sorry. I just joined from my phone. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari.
Prabhu, I already sang that just to buy time for you to get on. So you can go to Jai Om Vishnupad if you don't mind. But you can sing Jai Radha for two. It's up to you. But just letting you know that
Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajikacharya Stoutar Satasriman His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajikacharya Stoutar Satasriman His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda Ki Jai. Founder Acharya Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जाए. प्रेम से कहो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जाए. श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन धाम की जाए. ब्रजभूमि वृंदावन धाम की जाए. मायापुर नवविद धाम की जाए. गंगा माई की जाए. जमुना माई की जाए. भक्ति देवी की जाए. तुलसी महारानी की जाए. समवेत भक्त वृंद की जाए. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. all glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. Hari Hari Bol. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 We are reading, studying, and discussing from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 2, Text 27. Parīto vatsapair vatsāṁś cārayan vyaharad vibhuḥ yamunopavane kūjad dvija-saṅkulitāṅghripe parīto vatsapair vatsāṁś cārayan vyaharad vibhuḥ yamunopavane kūjad dvija-saṅkulitāṅghripe parīto vatsapair vatsāṁś cārayan vyaharad vibhuḥ yamunopavane kūjad dvija-saṅkulitāṅghripe. Please recite.
Parīto vatsapair vatsāṁś cārayan vyaharad vibhuḥ yamunopavane kūjad dvija-saṅkulitāṅghripe. Hare Krishna. Anyone else?
parīto vatsapair vatsāṁ cārayan vyaharad vibhuḥ yamunopavane kūjad dvija-saṅkulitāṅghripe. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Parito vatsapair vatsaṁśam cārayan vyaharad vibhu yamunopavane kūjad dvija-saṅkulitāṅghripe. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Anyone else? Parītaha, surrounded by vatsapair, cowherd boys, vatsān, calves, cārayan, herding, tending, vyaharad, enjoyed by traveling, vibhu, the Almighty, Yamunā, the Yamunā river, upavane, gardens on the shore, kūjad, vibrated by the voice, dvija, the twice-born birds, saṅkulita, densely situated, anghripe, in the trees. In his childhood, the Almighty Lord was surrounded by cowherd boys and calves, and thus he traveled on the shore of the Yamuna river through gardens densely covered with trees and filled with vibration of chirping birds. Just increase this part. Okay. But because by caste he was a Vaishya, a member of the mercantile and agricultural community, he maintained thousands of cows. It is the duty of the Vaishyas to give protection to the cows, just as the Kshatriyas are to give protection to the human beings. Because the Lord was a child, he was put in charge of the calves with his cowherd boyfriends. These cowherd boys were great rishis and yogis in their previous births, and after many such pious births, they gained the association of the Lord and could play with him on equal terms. Such cowherd boys never cared to know who Krishna was, but they played with him as a most intimate and lovable friend. They were so fond of the Lord that at night they would only think of the next morning when would be able to meet the Lord and go together to the forest for cowherding. The forests on the shore of Yamunā are all beautiful gardens full of trees of mango, jackfruit, apples, guava, oranges, grapes, berries, palm fruit, and so many other plants and fragrant flowers. And because the forest was on the bank of the Yamuna, naturally there were ducks, cranes, and peacocks on the branches of the trees. All these trees and birds and bees were bored of Vrindavan, just cowherd boys, while playing like demons, including Hagasura, Bakasura, Pralambasura, and Gardabhasura. Although he appeared at Vrindavan just as a boy, he was actually like the covered flames of a fire. As a small particle of fire can kindle a great fire with fuel, so the Lord killed all these great demons, beginning from his babyhood in the house of Nanda Maharaj. The land of Vrindavan, the Lord's childhood playground, still remains today, and anyone who visits these places enjoys the same transcendental bliss, although the Lord is not physically visible to our imperfect eyes. Lord Chaitanya recommended this land of the Lord as identical with the Lord and therefore worshipable uh, by the devotees. This instruction is taken up especially by the followers of Lord Chaitanya, known as the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. And because the land is identical with the Lord, devotees like Uddhava and Vidura visited these places 5,000 years ago in order to have direct contact with the Lord, visible or not visible. Thousands of devotees of the Lord are Savan, and all of them are preparing themselves to go back home, back to Godhead. Hare Krishna. Om Agyana Timirandhasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Sapadantikam Namaom Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Hare Krishna, thank you all for joining. I sincerely apologize for the inconvenience. I'm logged in from my phone because of no network at my home, and now there's more austerity. There's no power either.
Hare
So
Krishna,
thank you
Prabhu.
for bearing with me. Uh,
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Just one request. I know the Buddhists will
uh,
obviously have to tolerate, so there's no problem. There's also, just for this sake of this particular lecture, there are new people who don't understand the meaning of Sanskrit words when you use them. So even the common one, common to most of us, the request is when you use those words, please define them in English also. So otherwise they can't follow. Okay, that's all.
yes, thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
So, Hare Krishna. These are prayers that I recited. This transcendental knowledge we can only understand when we follow and seek blessings and prayers from those great personalities who have received this transcendental knowledge. So we are offering prayers to Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale. So to that personality who has taken shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna, who is very dear to Krishna um, on this earth, Bhutale. Who is that personality? Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhu. Yeah, so we are offering and seeking blessings from all the acharyas, and so we can receive this knowledge, understand this knowledge. Yeah. So in this verse, Uddhava, first of all, before I speak, I seek blessings and permission from all the assembled Vaishnavas, so I can try to repeat. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So here, I'll read the translation. This is English translation. In his childhood, the Almighty Lord was surrounded by cowherd boys and calves. And can you hear me?
Hare Krishna. Yeah, we can, but you're breaking up a little bit.
Can you hear me, Prabhu?
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
sometimes you break up and sometimes it comes clearly. This is the situation.
Maybe you can turn off screen sharing, Prabhu. I'll only speak in English. That might help.
Okay, I've done that.
Thank you. So Krishna, and thus he traveled on the shore of the Yamunā river through gardens densely covered with trees and filled with vibrations of chirping birds. So am I any better, Prabhu?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So here Uddhava is continuing one aspect from last verse. In the previous verse, there was a word used, gūdarchihi, means covered fire, and that's elaborated with examples in these verses. In today's purport, also, Srila Prabhupada uses this word. So the Lord is surrounded by cowherd boys and calves. And what are they doing? Going for grazing, herding. And by doing this, the Lord was enjoying. And who is this? This is Krishna, the Supreme Personality of God. Where were they roaming? Yamunopavane, Yamunā, along the banks of Yamunā river. And there were birds, dvija in the Sanskrit shloka, right? What is the meaning of the word dvija? Dvija means twice born, twice born. And can anybody tell in what context? To whom is this word dvija referring to?
Krishna's
You
boy.
have,
Krishna was the
yes,
cowherd
anyone?
voice, right?
It's referring after the words birds, it says dvija. But in the word-to-word translation, Prabhupada is referring to the birds as dvija, if you see, right? So, how come? So, my understanding is that the birds also have birth twice. Once as eggs, and then the egg hatches to babies. Yeah. So, anyways, it was interesting to note that. And these birds are making chirping sounds. And where are they situated? On the dense trees on the shore of Yamunā. in Vrindavan forest. So beautiful description is given. You can just imagine in the forest there is a Yamunā river, and Krishna and the cowherd boys are going on a picnic. And the question is, who are these cowherd boys? How did they show up in Vrindavan? So Srila Prabhupada is explaining this. Actually, he embeds so many beautiful, famous verses in some of the purports. And in this particular verse, he's not quoting the Sanskrit verses. Just now we heard from Parikshit Prabhu, right, to explain the Sanskrit verses. And in the purport, generally, or in the beginning chapters, we see cantos. You see the Sanskrit verse and the translation or the meaning is there in the verses, or sometimes the Sanskrit verses are quoted. In some places, both. But here we only see the translation. Like in the purport, these are very popular verses that Prabhupada quotes in the purport in English. For example, he says, "These cowherd boys were great rishis and yogis in their previous births. And after many such pious births, they gained the association of the Lord and could play with Him on equal terms." Many rasas are there with Krishna, and one of them is Sakya rasa, friendship. This reminds us about uh, the the story of Krishna killing the Aghasura demon. If you read the 10th canto, 12th chapter, or Krishna book 12th chapter, uh, although the second half talks about Krishna killing the Aghasura demon, but the first half of that chapter so beautifully talks about how Krishna wakes up early in the morning. One day he decides, I'm going to skip breakfast at home and we're going to have a breakfast picnic in the forest of Vrindavan. So he blows his, buffalo horn, and Krishna got up very early, and the boys were still sleeping. But as soon as they heard Krishna calling, they all woke up. Uh, and we can see in that chapter, if you read it, so beautiful description is given. If time permits, I'll try to read some of that. But the boys were imitating animals. They basically were goofing around. Yeah. So one verse in the 10th canto says, "Ittham satam brahma sukhanubhutya dasyam gatanam paradaivatena maya shritanam naradharakena shakam vijarhu kruta punya punja." So this verse is explaining to us that Krishna, who is the source of Brahman effulgence, uh, um, Brahmano hi pratishtaham, who is the source for the the Gyanis they are meditating on the impersonal Brahma Jyoti because they want to merge into that Brahma Jyoti. Krishna is that source of Brahma Jyoti for Gyanis. And for devotees, he is the person, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And for ordinary world. But these cowherd boys, because of having accumulated the results of pious activities for many, many lives, how were they rewarded? They could associate with Krishna face to face. Can you imagine how fortunate one should be to play with Krishna on the same level as friends? All day, these cowherd boys, they are enjoying with Krishna. They never cared to know who is Krishna. Oh, Krishna is just our friend. They played with him as the most intimate and most lovable friend. And this was only during daytime, yeah, up to 10 p.m. But with the gopis, you see, they were 24 hours, Krishna was. But these cowherd boys, okay, all day they are playing with Krishna. What are they doing in the night? Yes? What are they doing in the night? Anyone?
Well, they go to sleep, but they also dream of Krishna.
Yes.
They're constantly thinking
Yeah.
about Krishna.
Yes. Thank you, Prabhu. They're always thinking and waiting eagerly. When will we meet Krishna again in the morning and play? So, as Parikshit Prabhu said, in dreams also they are thinking about this. And who are these trees and birds? They are great devotees who took birth in Vrindavan. Why did they take birth in Vrindavan? To give pleasure to the Lord and his devotees. That's the ultimate purpose. It's not ordinary. It's great fortune for somebody to take birth, to live and die in Vrindavan. To live and die in Vrindavan is a great fortune. Mm. And not just dying as a human being in Vrindavan, but dying as any species in Vrindavan is most fortunate. Uh, and Krishna is compared to a boy. That's why it says he's covered flame of fire. His original supreme personality of Godhead, who is the cause of all causes, who is all powerful, all knowledge, all strength, all fame, all beauty, but is playing simply like a cowherd boy. Yeah. Yeah. Then the question comes up, which is a wonderful part Prabhupada is explaining in the purport. Why do most people visit Vrindavan? Or why should we visit Vrindavan? Right? Prabhupada is explaining in the purport that Uddhava and Vidura are pure devotees of the Lord. And the beautiful part about pure devotees of the Lord are they can perceive the Lord everywhere. Uttama Bhagavata, the great personalities, the great devotees. It is explained in Chaitanya Charitamrita in the Madhya Lila 8.274 that so I won't recite, or maybe I will. स्थावर जंगम देखे न देखे तारा मूर्ति सर्वत्र होए निजा इष्ट देव स्फूर्ति. So jangama dekhe, so moving or non-moving, they don't, great personalities, they don't see all the physical forms. You know what do great personalities see? Sarvatra hoy means everywhere. What do they see? Nija Ishtadeva Spurti. They only see the Supreme Lord manifested as his different energies everywhere. So whatever they see, they see Krishna. They see Krishna everywhere and in everything. So you can see, and Krishna and Balaram also are walking on these banks of Yamunā river, and they are getting great pleasure. Shitama Pri Madhavayupa Vrindavan Madhav Yamunā Prabhu. And
I know we've lost the audio for him, and this is not the easiest thing at all. He's not on there right now, and so he might try to get back on again. And let's just give him, if you don't mind, the Buddhist, be a little patient and give him about a minute to get on. If not, then okay, he's coming back on. Let me see. Yeah, he's on. We need
Can
to.
you
Yeah.
can you hear me, Prabhu?
Yes.
Okay. So yes, in this way Krishna and Balaram, they are walking on the banks of Yamuna river and getting great pleasure. And not only them, but they are also acting and talking like small boys. You know what happens if you have seen little babies or little children trying to talk in half broken language. Does that give a lot of pleasure to the loved ones?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, right? Same way. And to all the inhabitants of Raja, everybody was feeling transcendental pleasure. So in one of the purports, Srila Prabhupada explains that Krishna and Balram were a little grown up and they were meant for taking care of the calves, right? Just like Brahmanas, according to the Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, the four classes, Varnas, uh, the Brahmana were mostly meant for education, getting knowledge. They were trained in literary and academic educations, and the Kshatriyas were trained to take care of the state, right? They give protection to the citizens. Same way the Vaishyas. The Vaishyas learned how to cultivate the land, take care of the cows and calves. So Krishna and Balaram, they are teaching us by their personal behavior to take care of the cows. Krishna took care of the cows and played his flute, and Balaram took care of, Balaram as a plow in his hand, right? And taking care of agriculture. So, anyways, the point is Krishna and Balaram, there are so many cows and calves. Here Nanda Maharaj is described in this verse. Anyone remembers how many cows Nanda Maharaj had?
900,000.
900,000. Can you imagine? And not, average 100 to 200,000 cows had 11 kilos.
Mm. He's been bumped off again. So what I'm going to do is, oh, he's on. He's on. It's right on. I thought he wasn't on, but I don't hear any sound from him. So I think this is going to have to be wrapped up. I apologize. Obviously, it wasn't his fault. He started by letting us know that he had moved. Right? And Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
I don't know what to do.
Hare Krishna,
Really
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. He's not responding to me either, and we're well into, it's almost 8:40. So I
Hare Krishna,
apologize.
Prabhu.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Yeah,
Prabhu, I was suggesting that it should be
I'm
wrapped up.
really very sorry, Prabhu,
Yeah,
for this.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know why this is happening, but I guess.
Yeah, but you warned us ahead of time, so all I have to do is apologize on your behalf to the devotees. And now he's gotten off, and maybe the best thing to do is just simply wrap it up. I could preach, but there's no point at this point. So he's trying to get on, but I'm going to apologize to him later on because I would not even let him in at this point because he's just going to keep breaking up and breaking up. And we all know what's going to happen. So he's trying to get back on, but I'll apologize to him with a text message later on. So, dear boys, this is technology. Learn from it. Nothing is perfect in this material world, and you've just seen an example of this directly. Mm. We hope that doesn't happen much. We can't say it will never happen, but we hope it doesn't happen much. But thank you for all getting on, and we'll continue tomorrow. Okay. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhibhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Again, I apologize profusely to all devotees. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.